what happened is my Olympus 100 to 400 telephoto lens broke a couple of episodes ago. Because it's all automatic these days and something breaks, I've got a manual backup. This classic Tamron, I can't even remember the name of it. It's a Tamron from the 70s or 80s, I can't remember, and it's a 300mm dedicated 5.6 there. So like I said, when modern technology fails you, always have a manual backup plan. So I'm going to chuck it on my EM1 Mark II. I got the you have to buy the Tamron adapter. I've shown you this before. If you check my original video, I go through and there it is. Pretty good. That's a 300mm, 600mm equivalent full frame, and look how small it is. It's unreal, really. And the best thing about it, it's manual override. Because that bloody 100 to 400, it's still with Olympus, and I don't know, I rang them and they said, yeah, we're getting to it. So whether, that's been nearly 4 weeks now. It's always have a manual override. Just like with your windows, with your car doors, when the windows go, how are you going to open the window? You need a manual override. So that's why, and bargain, $100, and it's awesome lens. If you see my other video, you'll see it's an awesome lens. So I'm going to just do monkeys today. I thought I've got a whole year pass, I can come here any day I want. It's so hot today. All the animals, I don't know where the hell they were. Half of them were sleeping. As you can see, people trying to cool down. Now I wanted to come to the zoo, but because of my 100 to 400 is still getting fixed, I kept thinking to myself, why can't lenses have an override switch? Like a manual override switch where the connections aren't really needed and you can just manually focus and use it like an old lens. Because the 100 to 400, it just wouldn't work. I mean, even the camera wouldn't work when it was attached. I mean, I know I'm getting it fixed, but imagine like in 5 years' time, when it's not worth fixing it, you can probably buy a replacement, but you don't want to get rid of it. You can still use it as a manual, but I guess because the connections don't talk to the lens and the lens doesn't talk to the camera, bad luck. You're just going to have to either get it, fork out the money to get it fixed, or chuck it. So that's the beauty of these old lenses. Chuck them on any camera and you're good to go. You always need a manual override switch. Now I got to say, 300mm is way more than enough when it comes to being at the zoo. The only drawback with the 300mm, even with the Olympus professional one, is that it's always set at 300mm. So as you can see, all the footage that I was taking is super close. I couldn't get back further enough. That's the beauty of the zoom lens, I guess. You can always zoom back to 100. But yeah, with the Olympus image stabilization, I thought it came out pretty good. Trying to find focus was a little bit hard here and there because I was manually turning it, and trying to keep it steady at 300mm isn't the easiest of things, and obviously the animals are moving around. So yeah, every now and then I would lose focus, either because the animal moved or just me, mucking around with the lens. Like I said, 300mm is way more than enough to get right up close and get in on the action. No, the monkeys were all asleep because it was too bloody hot. The elephants aren't stupid. When they booked into this motel, they got a room with a pool. So today's video will be on the elephants. With the 300mm, getting up so close, it's kind of almost like minimalistic. It's kind of almost like minimalism. I've been looking at a lot of minimalism photos lately, and there's kind of like a fine line between minimalism and kind of really close-up macro shots. So anyway, I took advantage of the 300mm and being so close that I tried to concentrate on body parts and texture, some black and white photos, and I crushed a lot of the colours, tried to make it as sharp as possible, and just trying to concentrate the subject on particular parts of the body or some feature like the wrinkles, something like that. I'll concentrate on one animal every episode, that way I won't bore everyone to death. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next adventure at the zoo.